Well, it's June 30th, 2019. This is Eric Orff with New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife. This week's New Hampshire Nature Notes. Well, what's happening? Well, I can hear a couple of distant birds. The local wren, house wren, has been bubbling away still. And I hear a toot-toot-toot of a tufted titmouse in the distance. But the bird calls and songs have definitely wound down the last week or so. So we're kind of heading into summer mode, the quiet summer mode for birds anyways. But I have heard a few crickets at night, so this time of year it's the nighttime activity of our crickets that we'll be building here in the weeks to come. And during the day, the cicadas, they haven't started yet, I haven't heard any. But things are definitely wound down from the frenzy of spring. And 2 days ago we basically hit 90 degrees here in Epsom, central New Hampshire, and so we've had some summer heat, although last night I just checked my rain gauge. We had 0.8 of an inch of rain in maybe a 15-minute deluge here, and but luckily the rain has not been so bad. But the local farmers still, I see in my travels yesterday, it went up north to Newfound Lake yesterday, and passed by field after field where the summer hay has sprouted seeds. Normally farmers want to cut their hay before it goes to seed. When it goes to seed, the grass becomes less tender, less nutritious. So across the state, farmers are kind of behind the gun in trying to get the hay crops in this summer. So late summer, a late spring, and these wet stretches of wet, cold weather continue. But I think we're in for some summer heat up. Certainly, I mentioned last week the toads will be moving here. I was looking back at some of my past diaries. Some years in the early spring, by now we had some of the baby toads and frogs moving out, although I have not seen any yet. So this later spring means they're another week away probably before they're on the move here in central New Hampshire. But certainly in Connecticut and Massachusetts, they're more than likely on the move already. Still seeing some turtles on the roads about, so they're still moving about in their quest to lay eggs, and seeing pictures of that people are posting of the skunks have gotten into their turtle nest and eaten the eggs. So the cycle of life continues. Not seeing much for mammals or hereabout. I did see a couple of deer this week for a change. All the turkeys that have been about have kind of disappeared here. I'm seeing one or two now and then, but they're off and hiding. I think the tall grass, almost all these animals, turkeys and birds, they're after protein now. They're after the crickets and the grasshoppers that are in our fields, and so they're out of the woodlands, out of the areas that you're more apt to see them. Not apt to be coming in around our homes. So they're out searching for nutritious protein in the form of grasshoppers and crickets. So these animals are just less likely to see them right now over the coming weeks. When they mow a hay field, pay attention. You might see a fox out there looking to catch a mouse that has been dislocated by the mowing of a field. I know in northern Maine, when we had a farm, if you mowed a field, sometimes the fox would come running out of the woods and follow the tractor around in hopes of capturing one of the mice that were stirred up as you mowed the hay. So these animals are definitely paying attention to us. I know crows, haven't heard one here lately, but crows and blue jays are always watching us. If I throw some bread out on the lawn here, in 5 or 10 minutes I've got a blue jay down out of nowhere, picking up the crust of the bread that I throw on the lawn now and then. So we may not be seeing these animals, but I can tell you right now, the animals are watching us every minute.